Should be good to play blue bins.
Esports in
Would
general.
you prefer a building or would you want survey? Or the blue bins?
Open that map one more time.
I do too. Anyone else lagging at all?
Oh, this was that super laggy game eventually. This was that super laggy game, I think.
Okay, that's not good.
Okay, cool. Thank you. I'm ready to move when you guys are.
I'm good too. I got blue.
I think this is the epi circle ending.
Just shredding with 3-1. I'm gonna stay on 3-1, preferably.
Open the map one more time. Come on, Jack, you can do it.
Never mind, I thought we didn't
Go north right now.
I know I can go back. Alright, I'm pretty sure this is just the epicenter ending. I'm pretty sure this is also the game.
Boys, to be honest.
I'm sure this is also the game that everybody lags eventually.
Yep.
This is a very interesting circle. This one was very different than like. I haven't seen this circle in a while. This one was very interesting.
When I have the portal, we are gonna have to swap armors inside.
So right now they're basically, and this is very smart. They're trying to rotate up all the way north through here. If you don't know, Complexity lands epicenter and survey camp. So they're trying to rotate up north through here, and they're very mindful of Complexity, which is very important because no team wants to fight Complexity 3v3. Doesn't matter how confident you are. Everyone knows it's kind of like fighting very old Sentinels. The Retzi Zoms, #ZomsNation, the Retzi Zoms and Senox era. That team, nobody ever wanted to fight that team 3v3. It just never happened because that team was very good at scrappy fighting, and Complexity is very similar. I think they're like basically the new Sentinels. You know, I know there's obviously Sentinels now. The now Sentinels is closely creeping up to Complexity in terms of how good they are at fighting as well. But I still think Complexity is the hardest team, at least in NA, to just hard 3v3. I haven't seen Japan and a lot of the Asian teams, but if we're talking about NA versus EU, I think Complexity is the hardest team to fight on a hard 3v3 period. I might be a little bit biased because they are my boys, but at the same time, I honestly think like they're just so, like, from first-hand experience, these dudes are so fucking hard to fight. They're so hard to fight. It's you lead any of them up in a 1v2, 1v3, and they still will give you a run for your money. All right, let's listen to some of the comms and decision making here.
Yeah, do you want to zip? Yeah, I'm lagging really bad, boys. Like,
yeah, I'm lagging a little bit too. That ulti could have come from here.
Yeah.
They threw it. This is Monkey shit.
I'm okay with Monka right now, honestly.
I'm okay with Monka right now.
Fight.
I love you, Wig.
Alright, they're fighting.
It's down, low and down.
They already knocked one.
Confident in Monka.
They're right here. They're right here.
On my ping. I'm running forward. I'm not shooting. I'm running forward.
Oh yeah, this is the Complexity lost this fight. Oh, I mean, obviously, I think everybody was lagging here, but I definitely was watching Complexity's POV, and I think the lag hard fucked them. At the same time, I'm pretty sure everybody was lagging, so it's kind of like one of those things you can't really hide behind that excuse. But at the same time, it really sucked.
I think Mini's the only one that's Complexity lost. Complexity lost. Mini's the only one that's live, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, we need to get on that if we're gonna go though.
He's already gotten one res for sure. I don't see them. I don't see them either.
They're going right there.
Right here, they're slowing down. I'm getting above them. Right here. They're trying to getting above them. I'm marking. They're trying to run away.
12?
No regs. I'm lagging shit.
I'm lagging so bad. 12 red, no regdom.
15 red. Careful that scout. I don't have poke. We should
I don't think we should fight it for lagging. I think we go. I think we
do. I'm lagging.
Good call.
Portal for loot. We could portal for loot so you don't have white.
That might be worth. That might be right. You might be
Good
right.
call from Bowser, actually. Not a bad call at all.
I don't know if we get this.
Yeah, right here.
Oh, wait, that works too, actually.
Forget about it.
Save the portal, grab that blue, and just go.
I think we go to zone, man. I don't think we fuck with this.
This is so laggy. I agree with you.
Yeah. I literally can't shoot straight, bro. I'm getting no regs every shot. This is stupid to fight. I think if it's lagging right now, we just play for positioning. There's no need to fight this.
I 100% agree with you.
Because I'm actually not. I cannot move.
I literally can't hit them either.
Yeah.
This might be a little bit of overcoming. Maybe that you were talking about. They're kind of repeating the same. They're repeating the same thing. But at the same time,
lose because of lag, man.
It's not like they're really losing because of it.
Just listen for steps.
Yeah, man.
Team up here on the right side.
Okay.
We need to go.
Cheers, boys.
Our blue bin position now. Yeah.
Let's go. We should be able to get it. I doubt anyone plays there.
Yeah. No one plays that shit early. I'm gonna grab a scout. I think we're gonna need that here. I'll grab the scout instead. I don't see anyone up here either. Okay. Blue bin looks open, so I'm going for it.
Yeah, go.
What am I drinking? Kraken spice rum.
Yeah, I think we try to wait out this lag.
I
I
think
actually
when
remember
people die,
watching.
more
I
people
think
die
they're
as
gonna
we go
hold
away.
right up here by these blue bins.
We just need to be really careful because people can walk up.
I do have a
Yeah,
dog, yeah.
100%.
He doesn't live with me
It's
here,
not
but
lagging,
he's my
Boss. You're gonna have to
family, so.
fucking pop the fuck off, homie. I'm gonna try my best. But I'm fucking.
From the information we have, what is the final circle? So that's a great question, Finch, because I think this one surprised everyone, and this one ends on them right, pretty much right here. And I think the only reason they held up here was just to kind of like try to sit out and wait out the lag. I think if I remember correctly, you hear it in their voices here how surprised they were that the circle ends. I think everybody expected the circle to end towards the train station over here, but it doesn't actually end up going there. This circle is a very rare circle. We haven't seen it very often, but it has been in the past. I would read it as like something over here and like survey, like something in this area. I would never expect it to end it over here. Not never expected, but it's a very low.
Okay, so it's not
It's
my
very
internet. You're
low
lagging too,
on
right,
my.
I am laggy as fuck.
Hey, it's gonna end right here.
I'm the only one that's not lagging, so.
I'm like teleporting all over the
Yeah,
place.
same here.
I'm missing
Maybe
shots.
talking over each other. I can hear what they were saying. I mean, that's fair. That's fair,
I'm gonna
Minnie.
start refencing.
But like at the end of the day, they never faltered in what they had to like. I think as soon as you start to fail because of it, that's when the overcoming I think is fair to call. If the job is getting done, everybody's watching what they should, covering each other the way they should, moving the way they should, then I don't like overcoming. I think only really matters once it starts to become an issue. If that makes sense. Once you start to lose fights because someone didn't hear this, because they didn't hear that, that's when I would call it overcoming. But they fucking rolled every single fight. And they understood each other and they played on each other's calls. More importantly, they played on each other's calls every single fight. I don't think it's called I don't think it's overcoming.
Complexity one last game.
It's certainly a synergy, but a lot of their plays were made off of their calls. It's not necessarily like they just did it because they knew how to do it. A lot of their plays were made because of the comms.
I can't shoot, bro. I actually can't shoot.
It's a little bit. Definitely a bit of both. Definitely a bit of both.
I can't, dude. What the fuck?
A lot more circles and randomness. Not really clean.
Constantly have little markers.
Most of these
Yeah, we gotta keep the
circles,
vibes high, bro. Even if there's one bad game. and
aside
then
from
we
this
die-
one, most of these circles are pretty readable.
Yeah, I'm literally not shooting between you two.
Yeah, we're not gonna have a bad game. We need to like make sure people know we're here. That's the only reason why I want to shoot.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fence a little bit more. On
We
this
just
side.
need people to die. Once people die, we're so.
I'm gonna touch on that for the people out there that are new, because we probably have a lot more newer people than normal. That's a very important thing. Like you don't ever want to just kind of sit in a corner and hide as three, because one of the worst things that can happen to you is a team just runs up on you because they don't even know you're there. This is one of the things that people don't realize is very, like, pro players realize this, but most pubs don't realize, or pubs, I guess the wrong word, most casuals don't realize it. One of the reasons Watson is really strong is you fence up all around you just to show that everybody else is around you, or that you're there rather. And that means teams know, they see the fences, they know they can't just run up on that, they know they can't push. If you hide, if all three of them hide on this corner, like right where Wig is right now, they're very likely to have somebody just kind of run right by them and then force a fight that neither team wanted. Just because you're right there, you shoot each other because you kind of have to. This is one of the biggest things about Watson. One reason I think Watson is way stronger on this map than she is on Kings Canyon is because there's so many of these outdoor areas. You don't play a lot of buildings sometimes on certain circles in World's Edge, and just having Watson place fences out and kind of fence out, literally, pun intended, your entire area of where you're playing is massive. If you don't have a Watson, you always run the risk of a team running up on you where you don't expect it, even when they don't want to run up on you. You know what I mean? They're just assuming that there's no Watson there, so there's no one there.
Good. It goes away in the majority every time.
I think so too.
So this is very simple. All they're doing is basically just
They're right here.
they're literally,
You know.
for those wondering, they're literally holding this spot because they're just lagging. They don't want to fight. They don't want to fight anybody. They want to just they want to wait this lag out. So they literally hold up here and put fences up just to show people, hey, we're here. We don't really want to fight, but we're here.
Wait, the shipping here?
Yeah.
So I think there's another reason for it. Maybe she just didn't want to do it anymore.
Start dying.
Yeah. Nice.
Oh, baby!
Yeah, this is what I was talking about. The expression, that excitement. Obviously, they didn't even expect the circle to pull their way. So this is a very rare circle. We don't see it often in scrims and or tournaments.
Better here?
I think we play low. Do you
We
think
definitely play top. We definitely play top.
I'll zip it. I'm zipping it. No one's there. No one's there.
No, that kid left, dude.
Go, Val. You go first. No, they're going up.
Fuck.
What about first floor?
Bit of a hesitation there.
Okay.
I don't
Well,
think, do we play
Waits, the spectator system is actually improving almost every single time.
With lag, it's gonna be really hard
Recently,
to
they
hold,
put
man.
in X-ray, meaning like
gonna rotate epi. I
if
think
we're
we keep
watching
on
Wake's
epi, man.
perspective,
We get so many
you
kills
can
here,
see
but
all the
we
players
get
through
aggressive.
walls.
I just-
Like,
I can't-
this version of the spectate system isn't that last
That
version.
too,
It's still
too.
technically in beta. They're working on it very
I
hard.
know, I'm thinking we want to do that, or do we want to just try to hold this and fucking kill the people who are coming in?
I'm talking about the patch later, Milo.
We're gonna get over.
For now, it's just this.
Yeah, we're gonna get overrun, 100%. Yeah, you're good.
I'm sitting on port.
So the thing is going to end near the respawn beacon, which is a circle that's out there. Not a bad call at all.
I'm sitting up right now.
Okay.
I like the spot. I like the spot a lot.
Okay.
I think this is a better play. I think we get overran up there, 100%.
I think so.
Yeah, so this basically, I kind of like the spot too. So obviously they had like center zone at the moment up there. But the big problem that they were seeing is they were worried of all the teams that were basically going to come, like they're on the low ground here versus like anything like up here and like forward. So like most teams were going to pile in from this area because they probably thought it was the train station ending, and then maybe that pill's ending afterward, that 6 called. So most teams are going to come from here, and this is a really smart rotation to get into the end, like, because they know there's not a lot of, if there's any teams around this area, it's maybe 2 or 3 teams max. So this is a really smart rotation to put themselves away from all of the action basically, and to ensure themselves a pretty big positioning point placement game. I don't know why
I think
was
60
so hard to
play.
say. Very smart move. It's the whole deep pocket principle.
They're playing there. They're being greedy, dude.
You want to take this? I don't have another zip. I don't. Does anyone have ulti accelerant?
No.
I
Fuck.
don't have ulti XL.
Okay.
They don't realize we're here. I think I have vision right here, dude.
Okay.
All right, fucking destroy this path.
I can't get to you, lag.
Oh, he's above. He's above. There's one up. There's one up there. There's
Okay,
one up there.
okay. I think we just stay.
Unless that was your charge rifle. Do you have a charge rifle?
I do. I have a havoc.
Oh, that was your havoc.
Yes.
There's no one up there.
Okay, I think I need to get zip then. I need to get the zip, man. I have gold helmet? No.
I think they're taking zip. They stopped.
I can get up there. And make sure they don't get up there if you want.
Go for it, but it could be one person.
It's not worth it then. It's not worth it if I die.
Just fencing around.
Not worth it. I have zip right now.
Yeah, I think they're
6
pretty hard
seconds, 6
chilling. Like, I
seconds.
get it. He wants the beacon. He wants top epi. It's safe. But I think they're honestly pretty good here.
Could be
Okay.
a team rotating this way.
No
Yes,
one's gonna fight them here.
yes.
I'm
should
pushing
die.
a 3-1.
Okay.
You hit that if you beacon until
I'm
zone
making a
5.
zip up there just in case.
I'm hard sitting northwest, okay?
Okay, I made a zip up top just in case.
Okay. We need to be
Watching
one
up here. I'm watching up here. Oh, the guy has an angle on me.
You have to watch out. That angle's
Like I
nuts.
said, they're very fucking safe here.
All just fall around us.
Yes. I know.
This is such a big placement position spot right here. It's hard to see the lag sometimes in Slayer, but because the stream's only at 60 FPS, but there is
It's right
definitely a
in
lot of
front of
lag.
us.
Alright, we're good.
Watch your left too.
So now, the only thing they really have to worry about, a lot of teams are going to die by the time this circle actually starts closing, but they know that there's a team potentially up top epi. I don't know if they've cleared out whether or not there's a team like in here somewhere, but they know there's a team up in top epi. All they have to really do is worry about their back before they move out into the zone, because there's not a lot of teams around this area. A lot of teams are gonna die here, so the biggest thing they can do here is to just fucking chill and wait until zone closes, because they're very close to the circle. They're on the slow end of the circle as well, so they don't have to do a lot of moving. The longer they wait to actually get involved, probably the more placement they're gonna get.
I'm on the ground. I'm staying low.
Hot pocket principle, yeah.
You have gen for next circle, right?
Both are.
They still wrap that side with?
Yes.
They're not mutually exclusive, that's for sure.
I think so.
Oh no. They can't wrap this, but they can wrap this. They can wrap that.
Maybe Kino. Depends on the coding that they want.
I don't think it's worth it. Okay,
I was drinking
okay.
Spice
fine.
Kraken. Spice rum. Kimchi. Also, how you doing, homie? 6 is the shit here. 6 is always the shit, dude. Big. Huge.
Can you finish?
Get it in!
I'm trying. This fucker's stopping me.
Where is he?
Way beyond your reach. Way beyond your reach. Alright, I forced TSM to rotate into somebody.
Okay. Watch your left. Watch behind us. Behind us.
Yeah, they're gonna try to rotate behind us here. On my ping.
We're not
I was
safe.
gonna say the only thing I'm a little worried about is there's 30 seconds left, and even though they're looking at every team around them, the biggest thing you can do, so if you are an aspiring team or just even a ranked team, like you just want to get better at ranked, the biggest thing you can do in these late games, or the biggest thing you have to do, is always set a game plan of what to do next. As soon as that next circle appears and you have to move, the biggest thing you have to do is plan your next move. Make sure your entire team knows what your next move is, which is what Nicewig is doing right now. I was surprised it took him a little bit this long to get there, but I think the knock on Alb probably distracted them a bit. But it's important to immediately set the stone on, or set the stage rather, on what you guys have to do and what you have to do to get there, which I believe they're doing now. The later you do it, the less organized it usually is. So you want to do that almost always.
We're not
right
safe
away.
here.
Them doing it right now is obviously fine.
We could play hard right.
Maybe.
The
Who
right
knows?
side is two,
We'll see.
one down, right? Is that
No, they're up. He's up. No, he's up.
Okay.
Alright, I need to look at this. We can literally walk like very late though.
Yes, we have to walk.
We're in here. Look at my ping. We're in on this
Yes,
side.
you're right.
In that though? I think we deny this team and we play this rock.
Yes, I agree. I hard agree.
So like you see, I mean, it's 5 seconds left and they're still technically calling what they need to do. It's a little bit hectic. They'll at this point they'll never basically entertain any other option because they don't have a lot of time to do it. So not saying it's a bad thing necessarily, but if you want, like, good form typically is next circle shows late game and you immediately talk about what you need to do. Obviously you saw right here, it took them until about 30 seconds left. I don't know how I forget how this game plays out, but still these like very quick decisions could bite you in the ass later on. But obviously, like, they don't have a big hard rotation, they just play whatever is safe in front of them.
Right here, just to have it, a little bit of movement.
They're going now. 24 gold on him. I broke two.
Holy shit.
I'm destroying them. We need to kill him. Nice. I'm here with you.
Am I in slow-mo? No, I'm in one time. Their comms are so like
I'm with you. I'm here.
elongated.
They're on the back.
Big. That's some massive fucking damage.
We're good. Stay up. We're good. We're chilling.
Like,
Stay up.
it seemed like I took the comms and just made them like literally fucking slow motion, dude.
Another team on the left side, bro.
Yeah. Watson is behind the guy.
Yes, we're good.
Nice.
They're about to fight. We just play this late. Just play as slow as possible, bro. Let them fight each
No,
other.
it can't be the Kraken,
Yes,
dude.
yes.
We're gonna have to do this.
I know. Let them trade.
Right here.
I'm zipping in.
I'm here.
Big knock from each team right there. TSM and Silver Fox.
Push it through.
These are big kills actually right here.
He dropped down. He's right here.
Stay up 6.
I think isn't Mac or isn't Hal
Almost
literally
cracked the
right
Watson.
underneath
You're
them?
good. Swamp
If I remember correctly.
Armor swamp.
Yeah.
Unshot.
No.
I'm coming flanking.
I've never heard Six's voice at this octave.
I'm here. You're good. Let's go. Above you.
That's Hal, I'm pretty
That's on
sure.
you. I have no armor.
Kill his ass, dude.
Let's go. We're the fucking best. We're the best.
I love it, bro. I love the fucking
fuck
energy,
off us.
dude. Holy shit.
So I'm fucking talking about.
Let's fucking go, babe! You are the apex.
Kristen.
Holy shit, you guys are crack!
The relationship goals.
Let's go, boys. You're the best. You both are the best in the fucking game. You're the best.
Bro, y'all are so fucking amazing.
Let's go, man.
God, dude. The fucking.
Fuck off of us.
I love it. That's actually, dude, that was so fucking. That couldn't have played
Let's
out
go,
better
boys.
for them right
Really
there.
good job. Really good job.
Oh god, guys.
We got 10 kills.
10 kills
22
first
points.
place. That's a big game. I mean, bro, just that.
Just play as slow as possible.
That was all of this literally stemmed from them leaving their, like, notice that the circle ended right where they actually were, where they used to be, but them doing, hey, the deep pocket principle, I talk about it all the time, the DPP. Oh, let's hit the Apex Legends interactive map and let's talk about it, right? The circle ends something like, I don't know, what is it? Like literally right about, I was always bad at art. Where the fuck's my epic pen? There we go. Circle ends right about here, right? I think they were pretty much on this for a little bit. They were looking at the circle being something like this. Obviously, that's more of an oval. Like, just don't fucking nitpick. Okay, I get it. But the fact that they knew they were in the center zone and the circle literally ended on them. Them moving, I don't know, maybe they're back here. Either way, them moving into this and just like playing this area that's like on the hard, like slow side of the circle is so fucking smart. That's such a like a heads up play that they knew that every other team was going to be piling in from this area, and they knew they were all going to be killing each other. So them moving literally right here was the reason. If they stayed in that area, oh shit, I just deleted everything. If they stayed in that area, basically though, they risk pretty much all of these teams sending on of them. So they basically removed themselves from the equation by going to that box, and then going in as soon as every other team started fighting, and just basically third party this entire fight.
Yes, yes.
We're gonna have to do this.
I know. Let them trade. Let them
Hal,
trade.
this is big right here. Hal and Zach, even 1-for-1 knock, 2v2 on either fight, either side.
I'm here.
That's just the easiest third party of their lives.
He dropped out. He's not moving.
Anyways, either way, like absolutely just like that move into like the deeper end of the circle literally won them this entire game, because it got the deep pocket principle. I know I already said this, but I talk about it a lot. Them being in that deep pocket, no one's gonna push them. Everybody is gonna be around them, kind of working that area. Everyone's gonna be piling in. You always just want to remove yourself from the equation. You never want to be the fucking meat of the sandwich. You always want to be the goddamn bread, and they were the goddamn bread of the sandwich. Some fucking nice like pretzel bun toasted kind of bread, you know what I mean? Nice ass bread. Some of that shit that you kind of like, you're feeling pretty good, you're grilling a little bit, you know what I mean? Labor Day grill. You buy the nice bread this time around. That's the bread they were. Well played, absolutely well played.
Stay up 6.
That's just the 5 head from this team. I love this team, man.
Armor swap.
Some of that sourdough shit, that's good stuff too. I'm a big fan. I'm a big slut for the pretzel buns. A nice toasted pretzel bun on a burger.
I'm coming, Viking. Give me one.
Little brioche kind of stuff. Brioche is good
I'm
too.
here, you're good.
Nice, yeah, nice. Way more like nice bread.
Love you.
Just,
We're the best.
I fucking love their energy, man. I love their energy.
So I'm fucking talking about.
Let's fucking go, babe.
I love Kristen's energy too. Hell yeah.
Shit, there's a crack.
The relationship goals.
Let's go, boys. You're the best. You both are the best in the fucking game. You're the.
I love it. Like you don't see any team win. Like obviously every team that wins is pretty fucking hype, but you don't see a team like hype themselves up like that, man. That shit is actually like low key really important. It is. All right, we're gonna hit game 4. God, these things really do take like 5 hours long. But that's only because I go off on tangents like crazy.